The Macpro Help Desk team welcomes your suggestions for our training and reference materials. Please contact us with your feedback and comments on this training, or if you need other Macpro assistance. You may contact us via email at macpro_helpdesk@cms.hhs.gov or by phone at 301-547-4688. So next we're going to talk about what exactly Macpro is. Macpro is a web-based system for the submission, review, disposition, and management of Medicaid and CHIP initiatives such as Medicaid state plan submissions and quality measurement reporting. Now we're going to go over how to obtain access to Macpro. Most of you on the call today may already have access set up in Macpro. If so, these next couple of steps will be a refresher. If you are new to Macpro, please refer to the coming slides to successfully set up your access to Macpro. After we walk through the steps to access Macpro, we will also go over the quality measure state roles available to you in Macpro. Macpro Access is managed by the Enterprise Identity Management, EIDM, which is an identity management and services system that provides users with access to CMS applications. Please note that this is accessed via the CMS Enterprise Portal address, https://portal.cms.gov, which is different from the Macpro link, https://macpro.cms.gov. Once you register for an EIDM ID, you should request an EIDM role for Macpro. Please note your EIDM role for Macpro is different than your Macpro role. Your EIDM role for Macpro only provides access to the Macpro system. Your Macpro role will provide specific action permissions within Macpro. All state users, unless notified otherwise, should request the Macpro State User EIDM role. Detailed instructions on how to do this are included in today's meeting invitation and towards the end of today's slide deck. Additionally, please note that users should only hold one EIDM ID even if accessing multiple CMS applications through the Enterprise Portal. Once your EIDM role for Macpro is approved, the next step is to request your user role or roles within Macpro. Macpro user roles determine your capabilities within the application. For example, your Macpro user role determines whether you are reporting for adult quality measures or health homes quality measures. Please note you cannot access Macpro to request your Macpro roles until your EIDM role for Macpro Access is approved, and we'll explain this in more detail on the next slide. The image on this screen provides a visual of the process flow, and we'll walk through it step by step in these next slides. Please note that steps 1 through 3 on this graphic are orange to indicate that these steps should be completed within the EIDM portal using the Enterprise Portal address, https://portal.cms.gov. Users looking to access Macpro are encouraged to register for an EIDM ID and request an EIDM role for Macpro as soon as possible, as the role request is routed to approvers for review. When you request your EIDM role for Macpro, you will be prompted to go through an identity verification process. More detailed instructions on how to obtain access to Macpro are listed towards the end of today's slide deck. Additionally, please note that steps 4 through 6 on this graphic are blue to indicate that these steps should be completed within Macpro using the Macpro link https://macpro.cms.gov. To obtain access to Macpro, new users will first need to register for an EIDM ID via the Enterprise Portal address. Then, users will need to log back into the EIDM portal and request access to Macpro by requesting an EIDM role for Macpro. Please note your request is routed to approvers for review. For these two steps, you will be prompted to enter information about yourself. Once you receive approval for your EIDM role, you will be able to access Macpro to request your Macpro user role. The next step, number 4 for those following along on the graphic, is to log into Macpro using your EIDM credentials. You will then request your appropriate Macpro role or roles. We will review the functions associated with these roles in the coming slides. The final step is to receive approval for your Macpro user role request from your appropriate administrator. Please allot time for your respective administrator to review your role request. This is a very quick overview of the process. If you need more in-depth instructions, we have links to guidance material later on in this presentation. Next, let's talk a little more about the Macpro roles available to state users. These are the 4 Macpro Quality Measures user roles for state users. A state user may have more than one role in Macpro. All 4 state roles can be held concurrently by a single user. A state may also choose to fill each role with multiple users. It is important to note that all state roles must be filled for proper workflow functionality. Let's go over the 4 state roles in detail. The state editor, or SE, begins the state report process in Macpro and is responsible for creating and updating quality measure, or QM, reports. The state point of contact, or SPOC, is the next role in the process. The SPOC role reviews and updates quality measure reports, uncertifies QM reports, and responds to seek more information or SMI requests. The state director acts as the third role in the state quality measure report process. The state director reviews and certifies state-prepared QM reports. And then finally, the state system administrator, or SSA, is an administrative role that reviews and dispositions state user role requests and views state system reports. Please note that all requests for the SSA role are routed to the CMS System Administrator, also known as the CSA. We will now provide a brief overview of the process flow for a quality measure report. For those of you who participated in past trainings, this should be familiar. The image you see here is an overview of the state submission process for a quality measure report and outlines the Macpro user roles it involves. First, the state editor creates a report and enters the appropriate information. Once all relevant information is entered, the state editor submits the report to the state point of contact, or SPOC, for review. Next, the SPOC receives a notification that there's a report available for review, and then they review and edit the report as needed. Once the SPOC's review is complete, the SPOC sends the report to the state director for review and certification. The state director will receive a notification to review the report and determines if further edits are needed. If the report passes their review, the state director will certify and submit the report to CMS. The graphic you see here is a more detailed version of the workflow we just reviewed. This is for your future reference as you walk through the submission process step by step in the system. For existing users, we want to highlight some specific changes to Macpro's quality measures that were recently implemented. The core measure table on the admin screen of all reports will now display a reporting on measure column. This column will either indicate yes or no, depending on the selection you indicate in that core measure. This update will apply to all 2017 reports, as well as 2016 reports. For Health Home's quality measures, this update will apply to 2014 reports onwards. State editors now have the ability to capture whether an audit or validation was performed for core measures and who performed it. After a state editor has created a quality measure report and has performed a specific action, such as beginning your report, navigating to a core measure, sending a TA request, or uploading a document to the admin screen, this section will appear on the admin screen. It is required for completion in order to move forward with your report. Seek more information, or SMI requests, initiated by CMS, will now be routed to the state editor and the state point of contact. Specifically, the SMI request will route to the state editor who created the report and the state point of contact who reviewed the report. Only one of these two users may respond to the SMI request. Instructions for manually entering rates will be available to users in the Performance Measure, Other Performance Measure, and Optional Measure Stratification sections in the reports. The instructions indicate that you should enter rate values to 1 decimal place. If your rate ends in 0.0, note that the 0.0 will not be retained on the screen, and the whole number will be displayed instead. For 2017 quality measure reports onwards, the report ID will have a new format. The format is a 2-character state abbreviation, the federal fiscal year of the report, either the letter M for Medicaid or C for CHIP, the letter Q for quality measures, a system-generated 4-character digit string, and the letter O for official. This update applies to all quality measure authorities. If your state combines rates with multiple reporting units to create a state-level rate, and the rates are weighted based on another weighting factor, there's now a required text box to describe the other weighting factor. Now we'll go over some useful tips and tricks for using Macpro. Some states may receive a Seek More Information or SMI request for quality measure reports submitted to CMS for review. When a state receives an SMI request, it will be sent to both the state editor who created the report and the state point of contact who reviewed the report. First, users in both of these roles should communicate to determine who should respond to the request. Once decided, the appropriate user should accept the task. The first step after accepting the task is to open the document that is attached and review the questions asked. Next, the state point of contact can uncertify the report to update the core measures if needed. Once the report is updated, the user who accepted the task to respond to the SMI, either the state editor or the state point of contact, must answer their pending Seek More Information request before the report can be submitted to the state director for certification. To answer a Seek More Information request, the state editor or state point of contact must answer the SMI request in the system. A supporting response document may be uploaded as well, if needed. To respond within the system, the SE or SPOC should go back to the task to respond to the SMI request, select the number under the question number column in the table, and enter a response in the state response field. Then they must indicate if they updated their report as a result of the response above by selecting one of the radio buttons. After these two steps are complete, the user responding to the SMI can upload any supporting response documents and then submit. Once the SMI response is submitted to CMS, the state can go back and submit their report to the state director for recertification. This slide provides a visual representation of a Seek More Information request in Macpro. We will demonstrate responding to a Seek More Information request within the Macpro system later on. The Request Technical Assistance link is available on the admin screen as well as every core measure page on a quality measures report. This allows you to request technical assistance for content-related questions from within Macpro. These requests are routed to the Mac Quality TA team. The Request System Help link is easily available for Macpro system-related inquiries. The link is located on every page of a report, and it is also listed as an action under the Actions tab. Should you need system-related assistance at any point when filling out a quality measures report, just click the link in the upper right corner of the screen. A form will open in a new tab to avoid interrupting your reporting. Fill out all required fields marked by blue asterisk, and then select Submit Help Request. A tool that is helpful for users is the Report Summary screen. The Report Summary screen is available when a user accesses a quality measures report through the Records tab. The timeline at the top of the screen indicates what stage of the workflow a report is currently in. The created stage indicates that the report is with the state editor and has not yet been submitted to the state point of contact. In Updates indicates that the report is with the state editor following submission to the SPOC. What this means is that the SPOC returned the report to the state editor for further revisions. In Review indicates that the report is with the SPOC. At this stage, the SPOC is currently reviewing the report before submitting to the state director. Awaiting certification indicates that the report is currently with the state director. Once the report has been reviewed, the state director must certify and submit the report to CMS. In CMS Review indicates that the report has been successfully submitted to CMS and is under review. In SMI indicates that CMS had further questions on the report. It can mean that the report is with the state or CMS. If the report is with the state, this means CMS has submitted their Seek More Information request to the state. If it is with CMS, it means that CMS is reviewing the state's response to the SMI request and has not closed the SMI request yet. CMS Review Complete indicates that CMS has completed their review of your report and has approved it. Macpro has a print to PDF functionality. Users now have the ability to create a PDF copy or printer-friendly version of their quality measure reports. The option to view a print preview can be found in several locations. First, it can be found under the Records tab under Related Actions. The Print to PDF functionality can also be found in the upper right corner of the Summary screen or Report Data screen under the Records tab. Please note that any supporting documentation uploaded to the report will not be included within the printer-friendly versions. Your supporting documentation will need to be manually accessed and printed separately from your printer-friendly report. Further instructions on how to print your report to PDF can be found in the introductory reference document for Macpro State users. Additionally, Macpro has limitations on the amount of concurrent consolidated print previews that can be generated system-wide by users at a given time. If you attempt to generate a consolidated print preview and the threshold has been reached, you will receive the warning message above. Please wait 5 minutes and then try again. A Macpro session timeout occurs when users lose connectivity, observe issues with system responsiveness, or encounter issues navigating through Macpro after working in Macpro for a period of time. To avoid a session timeout, you must routinely select Save while entering data, or validate your entries periodically. After working in Macpro for 25 minutes without performing an action such as validating or saving entries, users will receive a prompt that indicates your session is about to expire, as shown on the image on the slide. Upon receiving this prompt, you may continue your session by selecting Resume within 2 minutes. If you do not acknowledge the prompt within 2 minutes, you will automatically be logged out. Please note that performing an action in Macpro is defined as routinely validating or saving entries. Simply entering data is not considered performing an action. It is recommended that you select Save periodically while logged into Macpro. Now we will go over some additional resources available to help users navigate through Macpro. There are plenty of additional resources available to you as you begin your core set reports. This slide includes links to Macpro, EIDM via the Enterprise Portal address, training resources such as the introductory reference documents, and a link to system trainings. Technical assistance will be available to Macpro users. For issues related to Macpro Access and how to use Macpro, contact the Macpro Help Desk at macpro_helpdesk@cms.hhs.gov, call 301-547-4688, or select the Request System Help link within Macpro. To help expedite an answer to your request, here's the information that should be provided in an email request to the help desk. Your contact information, the program and authority you are using, such as Macpro Quality Measures HHQM, a detailed description of your inquiry. If applicable, specify the last screen or activity that was performed before you experienced the issue, and include screenshots of the issue you are experiencing. The table on this slide outlines web browser version details for accessing Macpro, as well as web browser and software information related to using the print to PDF functionality within the system. Please note that Google Chrome is the optimal web browser for use with Macpro, And as of July 10th of this year, Internet Explorer users must have version 11 to access Macpro. If necessary, we encourage you to work with your organization's IT department to prepare for working in Macpro. Again, this table lists the software requirements for accessing Macpro and the printed PDF details. It is for your future reference as you utilize Macpro. The Macpro Help Desk team welcomes your suggestions for our training and reference materials. Please contact us with your feedback and comments on this training, or if you need other Macpro assistance. You may contact us via email at macpro_helpdesk@cms.hhs.gov or by phone at 301-547-4688.